cosmic beings. Welcome to Being Cosmick. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I am so glad that each and every one of you are here. My name is Devon, and I will be doing a collective message today. So, with that, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right. Really quick, thank you for being here. Thank you for your time and your energy to help co create these messages. I really do appreciate it. So, thank you. And also, thank you for the support on the channel. The likes, shares, comments, subscribes, and the donations all really do help out. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you are feeling guided to get a personal reading from me, you can check out that information in the description box below. What's going on with the collective? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You got a lot going on. All right. This might take me a second. Okay. We've got. Oh, interesting. Okay. It kind of came out. All right. What is going on in this energy? Okay, so to start with, this card, so it's the mushroom picnic, and it's talking about waiting for the storm to pass and knowing that the rain will end. Um, it's that energy of if you want to see the rainbow, you have to endure the rain. Um, so I feel like you could be kind of in a rainy season. Um, but just know it's a season. It's not forever. Eventually the storm does pass. And storms happen for a reason. Um, so just remember that. And then what is going on here is interesting. Um, let's see. We've got Tea with the Fawn, which is about enjoying time with loved ones. So that could really help right now to get out of this storm. For some of you, what's going on is a part of this storm energy is realizing that some of those loved ones that you used to enjoy spending a lot of time with aren't exactly who you thought they were. It's almost like you're seeing things a little bit clearly, and that is causing you to really feel like you're just in this storm energy, like really seeing people clearly and seeing that maybe not everybody around you had the best of intentions for you. And that's heavy to work through. It really is. But just know that you're being shown what you're being shown for a reason, and it's so that you can pull back some of your energy, put better boundaries in place, and then open yourself up and allow for more harmonious, aligned connections to come in. And then we've got the questing beast. So it's time to go on a quest. It's time to go on a journey. You're being, okay, you could be being guided away from certain loved ones at this time, which again, I give you so much compassion for going through that. It is really a challenge to see things clearly. um it feels heavy, but just know that you're being shown this and you're going through this for a reason. You're being guided on a journey to more harmonious connections that are going to help amplify you, not keep you stuck and stagnant. And then we've got the hag in reverse, which I'm going to read. Okay. So this is accepting the truth, facing reality, tough love, wisdom, and the end of denial. Yep. Yep. So this is talking about also finding self-love. And so putting some of that love that you've poured into other people back into yourself. And then it's also really seeing things clearly. And it's a doozy. Like it just is. There's no way around it. You just get to go through it. And just know that on the other side of pulling your energy back, setting up some boundaries, releasing certain connections, people, places, and things really that are no longer in alignment, that gives you the space to bring in what is in alignment. And it's just there is a light at the end of the tunnel. The sun will come out again. It's not going to be rainy all the time, but it's a necessary part of the process. It's a necessary part of the journey. I think pretty much everybody on this journey has experienced this, and it's, we choose at a level, we choose, our soul chooses to go through some of this. We choose to incarnate in toxic family systems so that we can break those patterns. We choose to endure karmic situations and jobs and dynamics and habits and so on and so forth so that we can learn from them and it pushes us onto the path, onto the journey of getting in alignment. And a huge part of that is releasing, people, places, bleh, people, places, and things that are no longer serving. And for some of you, because this hag was in reverse, for some of you, there could still be an element of denial going on where you're being shown it, but you don't want to see it. So you're kind of like trying to turn a blind eye. But it's one of those, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And you're being shown this clarity for a reason. You're being given this clarity on the situation for a reason. It's so that you can do something about it in a self loving way that allows you to shift your energy and your reality into a different way of living and being. And then we've got the door into winter. And that is talking about a time of hibernation when things slow down and progress is not as apparent. It promises silence, introspection, rest, and restoration. It appears when you're overloaded with activity, burnt out, tired of social contacts, and can use some quiet time. If this sounds like what you need, step through. So, yeah, it's talking about moving into stillness, inner work, a time of deepening, a retreat, a timeout, and a rest. And so this could be really beneficial. Take some time to yourself to really process what you're being shown. Um, and also reach out to trusted resources. Maybe it's friends, maybe it's family. For some of you, maybe it's neither. I do resonate with that as well. And so if that's the case, if you're like, well, there's really, there's nobody I can trust right now, then start looking for professional help. Find a counselor or a coach or somebody like that that can help you process what you are going through. Um, Personally, I did a lot of it on my own, and there's part of me that wishes that I would have reached out and got some help from somebody because it probably would have just sped up the timeline. But that was on a little hyper independence over here. But um it's just from my experience, I would highly recommend reaching out to somebody that you feel like could assist you through this because it'll just make it easier. You won't feel so alone. And it can also help to provide clarity from a different perspective that you may not be able to see at this moment. Okay. Oh, we're going to get into the tarot. What else does the collective need to know about what they are going through right now? The Queen of Pentacles. So what I'm getting is after you walk through this door into rest and stillness and really allow yourself to process what's coming up for you and process this clarity that you've been given, it's going to allow you to really step into a more abundant, stable, secure, and grounded energy. And then we've got the wheel. And this is talking about the wheel of fate or karma turning, and I feel like it's really turning in your favor. For a while, maybe you felt like you were at the bottom of the wheel just getting your ass kicked by life, and now it might feel like you're getting your ass kicked even more because of the awarenesses that you're having, but it's one of those things that because of the awareness that you're getting, that is actually what's helping you to shift your fortune, basically, like shift into your more fortuitous era. And then it's interesting on this imagery, what I'm seeing is you are shifting into your more your most authentic version, your king or queen self. Um and you're really leveling up. It may not feel like it right now because it does feel like you're in this real kind of heavy energy, but you're shifting out of it. It's like it's that energy of like it rains, then it pours, then the sun comes out, and it's like it is downpouring right now. That's kind of the energy that I'm feeling for you. And just know that the sun is coming out for you. The wheel is turning in your favor. We've got the chariot and the magician. So the magician is talking about having all the tools at your disposal to create the reality that you desire. Um, and a part of that is releasing attachments to people, places, and things that are no longer in alignment. And with that, when you fully release it, you're going to be given the awareness on where to move towards next and who to move towards next and what it is that you really desire and allowing yourself to go for that because you're not being held back anymore by these karmic dynamics and these attachments and stuff. You're really going to be in a different energy and able to actually move towards the life that you really desire. And what I also heard was dreams coming back online. So you could be having like childhood dreams coming back to the surface that are asking you to, to look at them again and allow yourself to dream again and allow yourself to have these big visions for yourself. I'm picking up a visionary energy. So you could definitely be visionary. You could be a big dreamer. And a lot of us who have been big dreamers get told over the years not to dream that big or be realistic. That's a fun one. The thing is if you're being carried away by thoughts of this potential life that is so different than what you're living now, it's for a reason. That's your soul coming in to say, this is available for you. You can have the life of your dreams. It's just going to cost you the life that isn't of your dreams, or the people who are not in alignment, or, old patterns and programs and limiting beliefs and lack mentality and so on and so forth. So this is and I'm placing it, it's interesting, I'm placing it all on this door to winter. And so a lot of this is going to become more clear as you continue to go within, practice that stillness energy, allow yourself to remove the distractions, pull away from the people that are draining your energy, pull away from environments that are draining your energy, and really allow yourself to start seeking other people, places, and things that like fuel you, that actually give you that same energy back. Um, it's not just, I'm picking up somebody who's around a lot of takers. And so this can be financially, energetically, just take it as it resonates. But it's that energy of like, if you go hang out with people and then you leave that situation and you're just exhausted, that is because you are energetically being drained in that environment or in that social situation. And some of you, I just heard job. So maybe you're in a job that's very draining. And the thing is once you kind of pull your energy back, it's not saying to just quit your job, it's just pull some of that energy back and put some of that energy back into yourself in that self-love, self-care kind of way. And that's going to help to illuminate to you a new path on how to get out of that situation. The Five of Pentacles. So this is a lack energy. This is financial hardships. And that could be part of what's going on too that's really difficult right now is financial hardships. But holy shit. Yeah. But we've got the wheels turning in your favor. And the thing is sometimes when we have certain people in our lives or we engage in certain activities or hang out with in certain social dynamics, it can actually influence our finances as well. And then for some of you there's actually a person. This is interesting. This is very specific. For some of you there's a person that you're like financially helping to take care of, and it's really burdensome. Um, and the thing is by going within and finding, reaching out for some help from, others, or, that like professional help is coming through again. Um, or if it's one of those things like somebody who's more on this path, by reaching out to somebody who's walking this path as well, they can help give you some guidance, especially if they're a little further down the path. They can give you some guidance on how to set up certain energetic boundaries. And so maybe it's not cutting this person off financially, but maybe it's putting some boundaries in play and then energetically pulling some of your energy back. And then that is going to open you up to new possibilities to really increase your finances, so that if you are indeed taking care of somebody financially, it's not a burden anymore. You're doing it, you're helping take care of them from an overflow versus it being a draining dynamic. Okay. And then we've got a lot going on. So let me see here. What is this? Okay. Give me just a second. Okay, I had to pause it for a minute to kind of center my energy. This is a heavy, heavy energy. And I do get it. I as well have been here. So I do, again, compassion. It's a doozy. But you got this. You're going through this for a reason. It's not all doom and gloom, I assure you. Okay. So, what is very interesting, you might be seeing squirrels. I've seen like quite a few squirrels that have caught my eye out of the door. There's like a sliding door right here to my left. And I keep seeing squirrels that are catching my attention, which normally it's not that obvious. So you might be seeing squirrels right now as a extra confirmation. Okay. So there's a real interesting thing happening here in this energy. Okay. So the way it's kind of like the cards are kind of like snaking out a little bit, and then there's like some different energies. So, okay, what I'm picking up is that there is something that you are wanting to move towards. For some of you, because I am reading for a Divine Masculine Collective a lot right now, you might resonate with that energy. This could be your counterpart. For others of you, this could be something that this could be like a career or something like that that is very I mean it's the Empress card in reverse. And so the Empress is what makes things grow. The Empress is what births things into physical existence. This is divine feminine energy. So for some, okay, that's part of it too. For some of you, you are not listening to your divine guidance coming in right now. You're actually blocking your intuition. And that's what's making this really, really difficult and kind of keeping you stuck in this energy. For others of you, you're wanting to move towards something that you view as the Empress, whether this is a person, an opportunity, a lifestyle, something like that, and you feel as though it is out of reach. It's too good. You're not good enough for this thing. It's limiting beliefs that are really coming through right now. And so by you kind of the advice is going to be different for a lot of you. So if you are blocking your intuition, the guidance is to unblock your intuition and to really start allowing yourself to receive that divine guidance. You're being given divine guidance. It's almost like you're ignoring it. And so part of getting yourself into the stillness energy is going to be to allow that guidance to come through clearly and then start following that guidance. And you can start following it slowly. It doesn't have to be like, okay, my intuition is telling me to change my entire life, so I'm going to do that in a day. You can start following it slowly and building that relationship with your intuition, because the more you work with it and the more you start allowing yourself to trust it, the more it's like the better the relationship gets. It's like building a muscle. So, you'll be able to bench twice as much the more you get in the gym and lift. It's that kind of an energy with your intuition. So, that's definitely part of this advice. The other part for others of you, if this is you going towards your counterpart, the one thing that's scaring the shit out of you, by allowing yourself to do that, is going to help you to clear up this energy really rapidly. Um, and then for others of you, you're being, and probably for all of you actually, you're being guided to really allow yourself to stop attaching to those limiting beliefs, those lack mentalities, the the thoughts of I can't do that, I'm not good enough, that's just not for me, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too this, I'm too that. Um Start releasing that. Don't identify with those thoughts anymore. They're not yours. And allow yourself to release it. And then it's kind of a process. So you just allow yourself to detach from that. And then you get to shift into a place where then you start attaching to things like, maybe it is for me. Maybe it's not too good to be true. Maybe this is possible. Maybe I am getting all of these dreams and visions of potential futures because that is actually what I'm meant for. And then it shifts into, I deserve this. This is what I'm meant for. I came here for a reason. So it's a process, and allow yourself to shift into that process. So if you're looking at somebody who's further down the path than you and you're like, I'm just not even close to that, it's a process. It takes a little bit of time. You're reprogramming your subconscious mind. It's not exactly something that's just done overnight. It's a process. Um and that being said, I will be letting you know when I start my new channel, which should be sometime next week. Well, it will be next week. Um uh which I might post this one on Sunday, so it'll be the week after I post this. I'm actually deep diving into a lot of this stuff on how to transcend your ego, get out of these limiting beliefs, so on and so forth. So if you're called to that kind of content, definitely check out my new channel when I get it going. Because you might resonate with that. It might really help. So that's just a little side note. Okay. And then we've got the Hermit that came out on the Door to Winter. So that's that stillness energy that's pulling away from society, more or less. It's going into your own little cave. But the thing that comes through with this one, which is very interesting, is there is another person that you can hermit with. And so if that is the case, allow yourself to do that, because it's going to be very, very helpful. Um, yeah, just be mindful of who you're allowing into that stillness space. Make sure that there's somebody who really, I would recommend making sure there's somebody who's walking this path as well, because they're going to know and understand certain dynamics that are going on. And I feel like there is somebody that you do have available to you that you could reach out to that could really, really assist you in this process. And if you are thinking of a specific person right now, the guidance is to reach out to that person and allow them to help you. If you don't have a specific person in mind right now, open yourself up to allowing guidance from another person, and then pay attention, because there will be somebody. It's that concept of like when the student is ready, the mentor appears. So allow yourself to be open to a mentor or a guide coming in right now to help you through this this heavy cycle of life. And it's not really a cycle, it's a phase. This is definitely a phase. I don't feel like this is something that's going to come back around like this. I feel like you're in this part of awakening that is really really challenging. So just give yourself some extra time, some extra space, amp up the self-care, give yourself a pat on the back for the work that you're doing. Internal work is very, it's a whole challenging thing, and it's not visible on the outside. People who have not done this level of inner work don't understand what you're doing, and they don't need to because they're on their own journey. So, there's that. Okay. Anyways, what else? We've got the Two of Cups in reverse. And the Two of Cups is, it's a union energy. So this can be with like a soul tribe friend. This can be with a counterpart or a romantic person. Being that it's in reverse, I feel like this is something you're deeply desiring and don't, some of you don't quite have access to it because you're being asked to clear all of this up before, especially if this is like a certain type of romantic union that you're desiring. For others of you, you do have this available to you and you're not allowing yourself to have it. And so that's where really tapping into your intuition and seeing what your intuition is actually guiding you to do is really, really going to help. Because I feel like for some of you, you actually do have this available to you and you're not allowing yourself to have it because you're blocking yourself due to this external stuff going on, due to these realizations. Maybe you're in this energy of, if laughing because I resonate. If everybody that I've ever loved has betrayed me, how can I trust this person? And the thing is if you're getting the guidance to go towards this person, allow yourself to do so because it's a totally different experience than what you've experienced thus far. So, yeah. Again, this is where really tapping into your intuition and allowing that guidance to come through is really going to be helpful. Um, yeah. Okay. What else? We've got the moon, the sun, and the Eight of Cups in reverse. Okay. What's very interesting, the moon is also divine feminine energy. The sun is divine masculine energy. So for some of you, there is a counterpart thing going on because I normally, one, it's not that common to get these two cards out in the same reading, much less right next to each other. So there's definitely something going on with the masculine and feminine energies. For some of you, this could be balancing the internal masculine and feminine energies within the self. For others of you, this is going to be an external person. It just varies. Also, what's going on is there are things that are hidden that have been hidden that are coming to light, and it is rocking your world a little bit. Um, and we've got the Eight of Cups, which is talking about walking away from something that was emotionally fulfilling, mostly. It was like you found the best in the situation and it was good enough. And then when it comes up, it's guiding you to walk away from something that was mostly fulfilling in order to allow yourself to have something that's completely fulfilling. So this could be a job, this could be a person, this could be people, this could be an environment. It's just going to vary. But part of what you're being guided to do is walk away from certain people, places, and things, and and also walking towards certain people, places, and things. And you're stopping yourself from doing so partially because you think it's an illusion. You don't really feel like the guidance that you're being given is accurate. You're doubting your intuition. And so that's where really going into that stillness and tapping into your inner self and allowing yourself to really hear spirit or your higher self, whatever it is, get the guidance from above, more or less, and tapping into that and following that guidance versus what you should do, what others want you to do, so on and so forth. The obligation energy or the I should do, I need to do, I have to do. Instead of doing all of those things, tap into the energy of what is it that you want? What do you desire? Allow yourself to sit in a space where you don't have limitations as far as finances or age or, whatever. Allow yourself to tap into the energy of there are no limitations. What do you desire? And then allow yourself to have it. And that's where the sun energy comes in. Allow yourself to walk, to step into the sun. It is here for you. The wheel is turning. You're going through this heavy phase right now for a reason. It's stripping away things that are no longer in alignment. And it's hard because the ego attaches to those things. The human self attaches to it. It gives us safety and security because it's what's known. And so releasing the unknown, releasing the known and stepping into the unknown is scary as fuck for the ego. The ego wants to keep you safe and alive, and the unknown is potentially dangerous. And so it's your ego's going to come up and tell you all these stories and all these reasons why this isn't what's in the cards for you, even though it literally is in the cards for you. It's telling you all of these things and all of these stories and all of these limiting beliefs to keep you in the safe, in the known, because it's more of a guarantee that you'll be alive. When you go into the unknown, that's potential danger, and so that's scary for the ego. And that's where transcending the ego and tapping into the higher self energy, the soul led path is scary to the ego, and that's where really transcending the ego and allowing yourself to kick the ego into the back seat, let your higher self take the wheel and follow that path that's illuminated one step at a time, sometimes two or three steps at a time. It's scary at first, but the more you walk it, the more you trust it, the more you will the quieter your ego gets, because then your ego knows, okay, we're safe here. We're safe in the unknown. But when you first leap into the unknown, it's scary as hell, and your ego is going to throw a fit. And you're going to hear all the reasons why this is a terrible idea. And sometimes it's going to happen from external sources as well and be that like self-fulfilling, that reaffirming what echo chamber. There we go. Words sometimes. But yeah, it's that echo chamber. So just be mindful of that, because you do have, I'm hearing a harmonious union for some of you. You do have all of the tools necessary at your disposal to create the life of your dreams. You are shifting into a more abundant version of yourself. And, you've got this Empress energy available to you. So for some of you, this might be an internal thing. This might be you tapping into that divine feminine energy and really allowing that to take the wheel. For others of you, this is going to be an external person that is, your empress, basically, divine feminine energy. So it's just going to vary, but I mean, you do have all of this available to you, and you're going through being shown certain situations and things. It's not it's not to make your life hell. It's to transform you. And this is a transformation by fire. And it's intense. It's a process. And so allow yourself to know that this is all happening for a reason, and it's so that you can continue to shift into your most authentic, highest version of self. And truly allow yourself to walk that path that is leading you to the life of your dreams. That's something that's really been coming up in for the collective lately, is this path being available to you that is leading you to your dream life, and it's really just about you allowing yourself to step onto that path fully and say fuck it and go for it. And that's that chariot energy. Like, lock on to this dream timeline and just get it. Get into that determined energy. Get into that forward moving initiator energy. Okay. What else is going on? That's way too many. So that's like um okay, that's like half what the this one's gonna take a minute. Literally a quarter of the deck. Not really, but it feels like a quarter of the deck just flipped out. All right. What the hell? Are we really taking all of these? Holy shit. All right, give me just a second. Okay, I had to pause it to throw a little ego fit because I normally don't allow this many cards to come out at one time. Okay, the other thing, so when I paused it, I also took a drink of water. And I heard that I may be because I relate so much to this energy, you may be a hyper independent person. And I do resonate with that entirely. The thing is, I do feel like for a lot of you, you do have somebody in your orbit, in your energy. I'm picking up somebody who can really help guide you through some of these stages of awakening. And if you have that resource available to you, use it. I'm just telling you from personal experience, use it. Something that took me 8 years, I could probably walk somebody through in 6 months. Just, it is what it is. Um, walking this path completely by yourself and trying to figure it all out completely by yourself. I mean, I was, looking at other people, other content creators and reading books and stuff like that. So it wasn't like I was just doing it completely by myself. I was actively seeking out resources, but it wasn't in person. It wasn't like talking to somebody else because, just my hyper independence and things like that. So I am picking up another lone wolf energy and I'm being drawn to this hermit card. It's like this hermit card here, it's this energy of there is somebody else in your energy and you can be lone wolves walking together. Um and then for others of you, it's really a push to seek assistance, like hire a life coach or spiritual coach or a shadow work coach or a therapist or counselor, psychologist, whatever. But I really feel like you're really being guided to seek out that assistance and allow yourself to be helped. And when you're in a super hyper independent energy, it's oftentimes that's what you learned as a survival tool in childhood. You learned that you had to do everything on your own. It wasn't safe to ask for help from others because it was more painful than helpful. You have somebody in your energy, whether it is a mentor that's making its way to you once you open yourself up and allow yourself to be a mentee, or whether it's reaching out to somebody like a friend or somebody that you know of. I don't feel like you're in contact with this person. So maybe this is somebody you know of that was like a friend in the past and then you see them on social media now and they're more spiritual or something and you've been being guided to reach out to this person. There is something that is going to it's going to help you so much to allow yourself to accept help from somebody else. And I do resonate with that entirely. Um just allow yourself to receive help from others because it's just it'll speed up the process and it'll lessen the amount of time you have to sit in this painful rainy energy. Okay, now let's see what else is going on because holy moly, guacamole. Okay. What is stopping you from standing in the sun energy is the Five of Wands. That's a wrong guidebook. The Five of Wands, and I'm being guided to read it. So this is obstacles, distraction, and conflict. So yeah, this could be just being overly distracted and not allowing yourself to sit in silence. And it doesn't mean you have to like sit in silence for hours and hours a day. I mean, you can. Um, but it's about giving yourself even 15 minutes a day to just be in that stillness, in that quiet. If you've got kids and stuff that are always pulling on your energy, this can be a shower. I do that a lot where I'm just like, I'm taking a shower, leave me alone for 10 minutes. And then I have my stillness time in the shower. It's this energy of turning off devices for 15 minutes or ignoring them and allowing yourself to connect with your inner self. And that will help to give you more of that guidance. That's where your guidance really comes through, is more in that stillness energy. And that is going to be what helps you to transcend this phase that you're in right now, and really give you the motivation to walk away from what it is you're being asked to walk away from, so that you can step into the sun energy, which is where, it's joy, it's possibility, it's, the life, it's heading to the life of your dreams energy. Okay, we've got we've got the Emperor and Entrapment. Is that the Tower card normally? I think 12 is normally, no, so it's 16. What is 12? I don't know. Okay, so we've got the Emperor, and then this is Entrapment. So I'm picking up a masculine energy that is feeling very stuck by life circumstances. And I'm picking up that this is an illusion. This is something that you may feel stuck by it, but you can transcend it. You have the ability within you to transcend it. Continue to shift into that more divine masculine energy. If you are a masculine, shift into that divine masculine energy as much as you can, and set some of those boundaries, and cut off who you're being guided to cut off right now. Pull your energy back from who you're being guided to pull your energy back from. And this is where really tapping into your divine feminine energy and allowing that intuition to come through, that's really, really going to help you. Oh, oh, I just heard the Emperor sitting in the rain, and your Empress is over here waiting for you. Okay, anyways. And your Empress has the umbrella. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and see what's going on with these 15 other cards. Hold on. Holy shit. Spirit. This is so many. Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting. I just unintentionally built a bridge from the Emperor to the Empress. And that was not intentional. That just happened. Okay. How can we get the Emperor to the Empress? And if you are not resonating with being in the masculine polarity, this is your internal masculine and your internal feminine energies. So, first and foremost, rest and rejuvenation and self-care is absolutely necessary for you right now. There's also a need to communicate something, and for some of you, this is going to be communicate with your love interest, because we have the lovers. So the lovers card is here. This is very much, and it's on the Two of Cups. And so you do have a harmonious union available to you if that is what you desire. If you're already in union with your person, this is really a level up in your relationship that is taking place right now. We've got the Nine of Swords, which is it's a burdened energy. It's like you've just been fighting and fighting and fighting. And maybe not literally, but energetically, it's like everything you've had to do in life has been a battle. You've had to fight for this, you've had to fight for that. You've had to pull yourself up out of, it's like that Tub Thumper Chumbawamba song where it's like, I get knocked down, but I get up again. It's that energy, which is my theme song for my life, but it's totally that energy of like, and I'm getting kicked down again, and I've got to pick myself back up. It's very much that energy. But know that this is not something that is going to last for much longer. This is one of those, like, a final boss level that you're headed, that you're in. It's like you're in the final boss level and you're about to beat this damn cycle. So just know that, like, this is all coming to a head right now and blowing the fuck up because you are about to be done with it. With this struggle and the fighting and the, when you want something, you have to fight against all these obstacles and it's just hard. It's just hard. This is where you get to shift into a completely different way of living where you're more in a surrendered state and you're really tapped into that divine feminine energy within you, and you're allowing that guidance to come through and you're following the guidance instead of like fighting against everything. And ultimately part of it, why it's a fight and why it's a struggle, is because you're out of alignment. So it's like every time you feel like you have to fight, it's because spirit's coming down with the block to get you to shift paths. And so that's why it's been a fight for so long and a struggle for so long. And then you've trained yourself to know that this is just the way life is. You just have to, you know, you just have to be a warrior and fight against all this stuff to get anything you desire. And everything falls short, and it is what it is. This is just life. And then all of a sudden you go through this huge process, things are illuminated to you, you're guided to walk away from certain things, and then all of a sudden you start allowing, and those obstacles and those blocks that were there aren't there anymore, because it's literally like the universe is helping to pave the way, because this is what your soul came here for, is to live this type of an existence and walk this path. So it's like it's a fight and a struggle so much because you're not on the right path until you allow yourself to shift into that more soul aligned path. Okay. And then we've got the Prince of Cups and the Three of Swords. So this is for some of you, this is a heartbreak from your a childhood or adolescence. I'm getting counterpart energy. So for some of you, if you are on that journey, it's this is somebody that you were in a relationship with or wanted to be and it didn't happen, or it did happen and it ended, and there's a reconciliation coming. For others of you, this is a childhood dream coming back online, and it might be both for some of you. Um, and then there is this heartbreak energy right next to the Empress. And so that could be part of what's blocking your intuition as well, is this heartbreak, is the fear of having your heart broken again. And that's what's not allowing you to listen to your intuition, because what your intuition could be guiding you towards is something that you feel like may break your heart. But if your intuition is guiding you towards it right now, I'm not picking up that that is going to be the case. I feel like that's just a fear. And then what's going on with this? Okay, we've got the Queen of Wands, Courage, and the Five of Swords. So courage, this is the strength card. This is talking about allowing yourself to tap into that inner strength and know that you have the resources available to you to deal with anything that is coming to you right now in life. Okay. Heard. Right. So I'm going to take a peek in here. This one's, where's the queen? Where's the queen? I just heard "Where's my queen?" So, okay. I'm just take that if it resonates. Okay, this is a charming energy, leadership, warm, intelligent, and influential. So is that an external person? Ah, so this is talking about a female authority figure that may be influencing your thoughts and actions. Um, this is a confident energy that radiates from this person that is inspiring you to exercise some of your own leadership skills despite perceived limitations. For some of you, what I'm picking up is that this is actually that mentor energy. So it could be a feminine energy that is going to be a mentor for you, and you are being called to pull into this strength energy and have courage to allow this energy to help you, this person to help you. And so if you are resonating with that hyper independence energy, this is pulling into your courage to allow yourself to be helped. And especially if you have a mother wound, it's going to be really hard to allow yourself to fully embrace a feminine energy guiding you, but the person that's in your energy or that's making their way to you, the mentor that's making their way to you, is a trusted person. This is not a person that's going to lead you astray. And you know that. I just heard that. You know that. There's a part of you that knows that. The part that's questioning it is the fear, is the wounds, is the just the experience you've had in life up until this point. If you haven't had a feminine energy in your life that you can trust, especially if you have a mother wound and your mother wasn't somebody that you could fully trust, it makes it really hard. But in this energy, this person that is making their way to you or that you're being guided to reach out to, again, it's just going to vary. This is a very trustworthy person. You can trust their guidance. They're not going to lead you astray. And another thing too is if you have a mentor that tells you to go within and tap into your own intuition, that's a really good sign that that's a good guide or a good mentor because they're leading you back to yourself. And that's ultimately the goal, is to help you to navigate some of this external junk so that you can really tap into your intuition and listen to what your own guidance is. Okay. Then we've got the Five of Swords. Mhm. For some of you, your Empress is this Queen of Wands energy, and this is somebody that can help you if you allow them to. And it's just going to take courage to move towards them and allow them to help you. And if it is a counterpart situation like that, know that you will be helping them too in different ways. So if you're worried about it being unbalanced, it's not. Okay. And the last one is the Five of Swords. Okay. Loss, betrayal, and disruptive change. Conflicts reveal themselves as an unforeseen change that forces you to address issues you may have been ignoring, identify the source of contention, and deal with it in a thoughtful manner. In order to offset the pain associated with heartbreak, betrayal, or dissatisfaction, it's important to value this time as a necessary transition before growth can occur. And I feel like this is really confirming the energy that you're in right now and allowing yourself to know that this is a necessary part of the process. Um, growth is uncomfortable. And it's one of those, like, all the opportunities live outside of your comfort zone. You're being pushed out of your comfort zone right now, and it is uncomfortable, but it's for your highest good. And just remember that too. Everything that's happening to you right now is happening for you because you are more or less, whether you're consciously aware of it yet or not, you're on the soul led path. You're on the spiritual journey, the spiritual awakening journey, the journey to your most authentic self. And so that is a part of this journey. So just know that as well. Okay. Well, I'm wishing you all the best. Um, keep your head up. Do your best to listen to your intuition. And just know you will get through this. It's happening for a reason, and it is on the other side of this, you'll look back and be like, damn. That sucked to go through, but I understand why I had to go through it. Clarity comes later. So just remember that as well. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. I feel like this is a really long one. So I hope that this helps bring some guidance and just a little extra support for you on the journey. I know it's a doozy sometimes and you're in the thick of it. But just know it does get better from here. It really does. It gets better eventually. I actually said that not too long ago. I think it was yesterday. Anyways, all right. Well, I am going to officially leave this here. And if you like this message, feel free to hit that like button. It does help out the channel. If you would like to share with me in the comments below, I would love to talk to you about this. So definitely feel free to do that if you're feeling guided to. And if you would like to see more from me, you can hit subscribe. It is free. And I will see you on your next message. Bye.